Hey everyone, welcome back to another Kevin's Kreations here on Geektopia Island. I'm Kevin.
I'm Cardwell.
And today we have a fun brand new deck. It is called Frankenstein's Experiments. And it's totally going to be awesome when you get to see it. You're going to love it because it's everyone's favorite reanimator.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just what it is.
Most people might not even know what that means, but we'll show you definitely what that means.
We'll show you. But before we get into it, I just want to remind everybody we do have a Patreon, guys. The link is down in the description below. Just go check it out. It really just takes $1 to show us some extra support. Without further ado, we're going to delve into Frankenstein's Experiments. So, the ruler we're playing is Loki, because she's got two of the best runes in the game right now.
The good old master runes.
Yeah. So, Loki in this deck has Divinity 10, Judgment 3, and Energizes blue, but really doesn't have in Judgment.
And we don't need to care about that at all.
I mean, the only part you really care about on the back when Judgmenting is that she's an 8/12.
Yeah. That's it.
She makes Awakenings cost less, but we don't really play Awakenings because we don't need to. It's okay. Bear with us.
And we were just discussing her master runes have nothing to do with her awakening, which makes us sad.
It's really kind of weird, but it is what it is. So, first one is her actual master rune, Consume. 2 blue and 1, quick cast, Divinity 2. Remove target resonator from the game, you gain life equal to its defense.
Just really good.
3 mana, you can't get better than that.
Yeah, especially for blue. It's just like, get rid of that, thanks.
Next up is Power of Immortality. It is a black and 1, Divinity 1 chant rune, quick cast. You may pay 1 less to play this from a rune area. Again, this card will be in our runes for black almost always, because it's that good. Target Resonator gains +4/+0, and then when it is put in the graveyard from the field this turn, return it to its owner's play tapped. So, or rested. So you're just like, ah, cool, that dude's dead, come back.
Yep.
Thanks. Card is insane. The bread and butter card of this rune deck, though, is Harvesting Season. So black and 1 for Divinity 3 chant/rune. You pay 1 less to play this from a rune area, so essentially costs 1. Put the top 10 cards of your deck into your graveyard.
Yep.
So, sounds weird, but that's what we're doing.
Exactly. So hopefully turn 1, you're just like, let's see what we got.
Yeah. Ha! We're going to put some dudes in the yard. And then next up is Invitation. 2 blue and 1 for Divinity 2 chant/rune. You pay 1 less to play this from a rune area, so it costs 2. And then search your deck for a card, put it in your hand, and shuffle your library. 2 mana to go get a card.
It's because Reanimators are kind of like combo decks, but not.
Yeah.
So you need to kind of be like, okay, I need this card now. Go get it. And of course we have the Divinity. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the final Divinity card is Mystery Box. It is Divinity 3, costs 7 mana, 3 blue and 4. And it reveals the top 5 cards of your deck. Put all non-chant cards from among them into the field and the rest in your graveyard. If this card is awakened, players cannot chase this card. And awakenings discard your hand.
Which you might actually want to do depending on what you draw.
Yeah. But it's just, there is Divinity 11, so you have to choose which one you can't play. But that's okay, because sometimes you may not need to play Mystery Box.
Exactly.
You may just be like, early game, I have big dudes.
Or you might not even do Power of Immortality, depending on how the game goes.
Yeah, yeah. And this deck is literally all about getting a big dude in the graveyard and bringing it into play early.
Yeah.
So you get like a 6-drop on turn 3 or 4, and it's insane.
Yeah. So with that, we'll go into the Resonators to see how we get there, right? So of course, first one is Freya. It's a 1-drop 0/2 machine. This card gains +0/+4 as long as you control another machine. Maybe not happen unless you have another one, but important. If you would draw a card during your draw phase, you may instead look at the top 2 cards, you choose one and put the other one in the graveyard. This will help filter out the big draws you don't want, and all your big creatures just throw in the graveyard instantly.
Yeah, she's so good just because of that second ability.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
I would almost throw in her in every blue deck, but that's kind of, I love that ability, to be honest.
Yeah.
Then also to help you out, discard with your hand is Scarecrow Guide. The only card with Awakening, but we don't care.
Yay!
Yay!
I mean, you can make it cost less. Woo!
It's 1 blue, but it's literally a 2-drop in the deck. It's a 4/4, Awakening 1, draw a card, and then discard a card. That's all you do.
Fantastic, because if you draw that big dude and he's stuck in your hand, you don't want him because you want him in the yard.
Yeah.
So that's what it's for.
And really, that's almost the only discard stuff unless you do like Heavenly Fruit, but we're not going to deal with that at the moment.
Yeah.
The next one is Chronos Envoy. It's 1 blue and 1. 4/4, enter. Search your deck for a card and put it in the graveyard. Shuffle your deck. So that's perfect to be like, get rid of these off-colored big dudes out of my way.
Yeah.
Alright, and the next one is actually, I didn't know this guy existed. 2 blue and 1, 8/8, the Returnee from Twilight. So 1 blue, remove 3 Resonators in your graveyard from the game, put this card in the graveyard on the field. Play this only during your turn. But that's still good.
I mean, we remember Disgraceful Knight in black. That's what this dude is in blue.
Yeah, when he's in play, you mill 10 and you just immediately like, alright, 1 blue, get rid of these crappy dudes, and then bam, here's the big
Free
dudes.
dudes.
Yeah.
Next up is our big dudes. We're hitting here's the dudes you get.
Yep.
So, Boreuzuki, Caller of Gods. She is 4 black for a 10/10 Vampire Wanderer. She enters, you get 2 fresh blood counters, and if you have 4 or more runes revealed in your rune area, she gets 4.
Yeah.
And you can remove a fresh blood counter, she gains flying and drain, which is insane. So if you have 4, you can just be like, I gain 40 because I can. Because drain stacks. So you're just like, cool, remove them, get drain. Or you can tap, remove 2 fresh blood counters from this card, destroy target J/Resonator. And then lastly, this card gets +10/+10 as long as you control 10 or more magic stones.
It might get there, but we'll see.
If she does get to be a 20/20, she gets wild.
Yeah.
If you've seen a couple of her deck brawls, you've seen her get to be that big, and she's a threat.
Oh yeah.
Next up is our boy Mosasaurus. He hasn't seen play in a minute.
Yeah.
But we're here to bring him back. 2 blue and 3 for a 15/10. When this card enters the field, choose one. Destroy target Arrested Resonator or target 3 magic stones and they don't untap during their next recovery phase. So you're just like, those 3 lands, don't untap them.
If you have Energize, maybe by turn 3 you can actually do that. Just like, and then bring them back and then tap those 3 stones. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
And the worst part of this card is if you have other ways to kill your own dudes, you can kill your Mosasaurus to reanimate it again to keep them tapped down. And it's silly. I've watched it happen and it's actually kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Next up is Athenia, Sealed God of the Ruins. 2 black and 3 for a 12/10. And she enters, your opponent banishes a Resonator. If they don't, they banish a Magic Stone instead. And then whenever this card is put in the graveyard from the field, your opponent banishes a non-J-Ruler entity. So additions, stones, all that just goes away.
Just everything.
And then lastly, tap Resonators your opponent's control get -2/-2. And if there are 4 more runes removed from your rune area, they get -4/-4 instead.
Which never really comes up in play, to be honest.
I mean, we haven't had it come into play. I've seen it a couple times, but it is a thing that you got to make sure you're aware of.
You're either swinging for 12 or she's dying immediately. So.
But, I mean, you just crash for 12. Great.
Exactly.
Take 12.
Thanks.
And then next up is Ushuah, the Swordsman of Eternal Flame. 3 red and 3 for a 17/11. Fire Resonators you control gain swiftness. And enter, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You may put a Resonator, a total cost 5 or less from among them into the field. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in a random order.
Nice.
So what's better than reanimating 1 dude? Getting 2.
Yeah, from that reanimation.
For the price of 1. I will take that all day. Because he doesn't care what color comes into play.
Yeah.
He just cares that fire dudes get swiftness.
And that's the first off-color one, because it's only blue-black stones here, so that's what you need to discard or get in the graveyard immediately.
Yeah. And you want to reanimate him if you can, because first you get a free dude, and then you get to swing 17 on turn 4.
Yeah. Thanks.
Because he gets his own swiftness, so you're just like, cool, die, take damage. And the final big dude we have is Anubis, Administrator of the Hounds. She is 5 red and 3, but you're not playing that ever. Because you're not.
Yeah, you're just not.
For a 15/15. This costs 1 less to play for each rune in your rune area. Still not playing it for 5 red.
Yeah.
If a card is put into a graveyard or your opponent's graveyard from anywhere, remove it from the game instead. And then she enters, she deals 1500 damage divided as you choose to any number of target Resonators.
Yeah.
So you get to reanimate her early and clear their board.
Yeah.
That dude takes 5, that dude takes 5, that dude takes 5. Or however you need to do it. She gets out of hand if she gets to be in play. And you get a 15/15 that makes them not have a graveyard.
Yeah.
Thanks. It's just your opponent, so that's what makes it so strong. Is you still get yours to reanimate all your dudes.
Yep.
Thanks.
And have fun with Sacrificial Altar, getting rid of all your lilacs or whatever. Lilia, whatever her name is.
Layla.
I hate her so much, but she's so good.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
All right. Well, again, the spells here, and of course, if you mill your own reanimation spell out, we have Spinning Aquasol. A good old classic, 1 blue quick cast. Put target champion from your graveyard to your hand. Simple as that.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Next one is the Return of the God. The reason otherwise we're using Loki, because it's actually quite good. 1 blue and 3, Master Rune. You may pay 2 less for this card if your J-Roller is Loki.
So 2.
So 2. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may put a Resonator with total costs X or less from among them in the field, where X is the number of magic stones you control. Put the rest at the bottom of the deck of anywhere. So just wait until like turn 5 definitely, and then do this, and then you just get whatever you want.
Yeah.
And it's just good. For 2 mana, you go get dudes. Thank you.
Yeah. 2 mana, I get a Mosasaurus. Bop.
Yep.
Thanks.
Super good. And of course, it's one of the best kill spells is Life Severing Blade. 1 darkness and 2 for a quick cast, but if one of your Resonators gets placed in the graveyard this turn, it costs 2 less. And destroy target dude.
Awesome. We're killing our dudes to not care, and great. Kill your dude.
Still kill your dude.
And then the main reanimate spell we have is Dark Revolution. It is 2 black and 2 for a chant. Put target Resonator from the graveyard into the field. So it's 4 mana, get back a dude.
Yeah.
So if you go Energize, you do it on turn 3, and otherwise you do turn 4.
Yeah. By turn 1, hopefully you get to do mill 10. By turn 3, you get to have your big old samurai dude swinging at you.
Yeah.
And then you just, hopefully you win the game after that.
I will tell you that this deck kind of cries against an evil elemental uprising.
Yeah.
This deck cries. You're just like, oh, sad. So be aware of that when you're playing Reanimator, because it's a thing.
Hopefully no one plays it though. You know, maybe.
People
right?
hate graveyards. It sadly.
It's very strong right now. It's basically another hand nowadays.
Yeah. So the stones are pretty easy. We have 4 Magic Stone of Undead, which is the tap mill a card from the top of your deck. And then we have 6 water magic stones. So mostly water. We have the couple blacks that you need to play things. And that's really all we're doing. That is the full 40 and the stones. We do have honorable mentions that are really, really like, they're just extra dudes that you can use. They have their own place in it. One is Fenrir, 2nd form. He also has no awakening, which is, I don't know, whatever.
Because it's not his final form.
Yeah, right? So 2 blue and 4 for a 10/11 with flying. This card gains quick cast as long as it's in your hand and there are 4 or more runes revealed from your rune area. That doesn't matter because you're not really going to play him that way. And then enter, put target Resonator on top of its owner's deck, draw 2 cards. So he gets the ability of the other Fenrir, but costs 2 more mana.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's cool, but you reanimate him for 4, so sounds
whatever.
good.
Yeah.
Next up is good old Belial. I mean, he's Belial.
Why
he's
not?
real good.
Yeah, he good.
3 black and 3 for a 12/12 flyer. If your life is 10 or less, you pay 3 less to play him. If it happens, cool.
Yeah.
Enters, destroy all non-fallen angel Resonators. Whenever a Resonator is put into a graveyard from the field, this card deals 100 damage to your opponent. Yours and theirs. So if they're stacking the board, you're just like, cool, reanimate this dude.
Yeah.
Lose your board, take some damage.
Yeah.
Because free damage is free damage. There's also Disgraceful Knight, which is the same as the Cthulhu guy we talked about. He's 3 black and for an 8/7, you remove 3 darkness cards from your graveyard from the game, and you pay a black and you put them back into play from your graveyard. So he varies a little bit. He's a lot more darkness heavy, so you gotta run darkness cards.
Yeah.
But he can also get rid of any card instead of just Resonators.
Exactly.
So he's a little different, but they're both good for what they do. And then finally, the final creature we have is Welser, the Archmage of Fire. 3 red and 3 for a 14/14 wizard. So, he's got a God's Art for 2 red.
Yeah.
You're not doing that because we ain't got it.
Yeah.
But essentially he comes into play for 2 red and then he goes away. But if he's in play, he says whenever you play a chant, copy it. You may choose new targets for the chant. So essentially you have this dude in play reanimated early, then you play another reanimating spell and you get 2 dudes for 1. It's pretty good.
It's pretty cute, yeah. He's like the little wizard that could here on the island, for sure.
Yeah.
We like to throw him in sometimes.
Yeah, we like him. He does some weird things, but it is. And then finally, there's Puppeteer. So 2 black and 3 for a chant. You put target Resonator from a graveyard into the field under your control.
Yeah.
So I think the 4-drop one's better because you're trying to get your stuff out quicker than theirs. Whereas this one is good if you're playing against big dudes.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, you're playing big dudes too? Give me your dude.
Yeah.
I just killed your dude with Life-Severing Blade. I want it.
I want it. Thanks.
That is it. As for the honorable mentions, there's pretty wild ones, we know, but it is going to be pretty fun to see what experiments that Frankenstein's been doing. Thank you again, guys, for joining us here on the channel. We will see y'all again next time.
Goodbye.
Also, guys, just remind y'all to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and if you want to keep up to date on all our future content, make sure you click that bell. It'll give you all the notifications you need.
With that, we'd like to go ahead and give a big thank you to all our fans that support us through the year, and especially our Patreon support people. We do like to give a shout out to our Mythic and Above supporters, and that would be Dwayne Higgs. Thank you very much. We love you.